Hey guys, Redbeard here. Look, if you watched a video the other day, we rebuilt this axle. Well, it's a bare housing. We dressed this axle. Anyway, got all our clearances how we want them. Got everything set up pretty good. The next step, Nick had bought this Evo truss kit. And what I kind of like about this kit is it bridges over the cast differential. So I think that's a better design. I'll walk you over and show you the old axle here in a minute. You can see where it welded into it, and all the welds into the cast are broken. Man, I don't know if old boy tried to pull some Sammy Mog stuff and run over stuff he shouldn't have, or caught air or what. But that front axle was trashed. So anyway, we're putting this together. I got all my surfaces cleaned up. The tricky part is going to be how this builds in here, and you got to get this piece set and then drop this cap down over it, and there's tabs in here, and same thing on this piece, and you have to line it up and tack that in there and then get it all welded together where your tabs are still exposed and it keeps wanting to fall over. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get creative with some magnets on that. I'll get that set up. We'll get this put together here in just a second. I'll get this welded in tonight. That's kind of my goal for tonight, is just get this passenger side fabbed up. So I've done cleaned off the paint and prepped it. It looks pretty good. I changed out the wire in the welder, went to 35, and I had damaged the nozzle retainer spring. I found some aftermarket replacement parts for that, so went ahead and dressed all that up, fixed up the welder a little bit. I've been using this Vulcan 220 multi-process, really been liking it. The only thing I've really to gauge it to is my old Lindy 160, and it's definitely smoother than that. What I like about this is it's kind of got a bunch of presets, and this is 3/16 material here, and I set it up to weld on the 3/16. Should go pretty good. I'm not too worried about how that's going to come out. But anyway, guys, we're going to get all this set up. The kit does have welding pieces for the knuckles, and that'll be a little tricky to get a good weld on it, but we'll do our best on that, and we're just going to see how it comes out. So anyway, Nick has signed the waiver. Not responsible for this thing comes clean apart or whatever. But anyway, we'll get all this put together, kind of work through it. But that's what I'm working on, guys. I may have more of the parts for the Ram Charger by the end of the week. Pretty excited about that. I did source, I believe I have sourced 370 rear Hellcat diff. So that's what I was looking for. I already have the axle shafts that I need, and I'll source out a couple subframes, and I get a really good deal on subframes with all the links, but no spindles, no hubs. So I'll still have to piece it together a little bit, but I can save quite a bit of money doing this in stages. So, you know, money's kind of the hang up on everything. I get it. But trying to build the shop, that's coming along. Everything's coming along, but I need to get that Ram Charger going. So that's where we're at, guys. This is what we're working on. I appreciate you all following along. Hopefully this will be a pretty cool video. I think it's going to go pretty smooth. Really hoping. I've got everything taped off. We don't have a pinion seal in here right now. We're going to wait and try to change that yoke out again once it's underneath the vehicle. Make sure we get that done. So I haven't installed the pinion seal yet, and we don't have the plug for the e-locker. There's a couple holes open, but I have plugged everything. I plugged the ends of the tubes with rags, shoved them in there, be able to pull them out with needle nose. Should clean any debris out. There's no axle seals in here yet on the outers, so not a big deal. Not real worried about that. I think we're pretty good. We're pretty clean. I can. This is that cool table I can work it up and down and get into everything. And I did buy one of those little belt sanders the other day, and that came in handy for cleaning some of the paint out. Wire wheel took most of it. I went ahead and flap wheeled everything. I flap wheeled the new material too, just to make sure there's no coating on it. Part of being overthunk is overdoing everything. It's probably okay, but I did it anyway. So that's where we're at, guys. I'll walk over and show you this other axle, try to show some of the cracks on it. I'm not going to get way into it, but once we get his Evo kit on, I will be rotating the housing, and I'm going to weld up brackets on the back of these lower links so they don't hang up. And Nick bought some kind of lower control arms with a grease zerd in them, so he has to clearance this up here. So if we're removing metal up here, I definitely want to add some in down below. So I have some plate for that. Should be plenty good. We should be able to cut what we need and get that all put in there. I don't think that's going to be a problem either. So overall, I think by it's Wednesday night, it's Valentine's Day, spend it with the people you love, or well, they understand. Sometimes you just got to go down to the shop for a little bit. But anyway, that's kind of what we're working on. And I hope y'all are having a good week. Talk to you in a bit. So here's all the parts for that kit. It's like the truss up and over. It's got a track bar relocation mount. It comes with two. Well, it doesn't come with anything. You gotta look up the pages online. But I do have all the instructions, so to speak. And should be able to get all this in here. Not too big a concern on that. There's some Hellcat shafts. But anyway, of course, this truss is upside down, but, well, it's pretty whooped. I'm not going to go into all of it, but she's definitely bent and tweaked. There's the old Lindy. Man, it's got a Union Carbide handle. So this was built pre-melting down in India, because I don't believe Union Carbide carried on with the name after that. So Lindy changed hands a few times. I believe it's ESAB. That's where I get my replacement parts. But I did a lot of work with that old welder, but I am liking this new one. Hopefully I believe this new truss kit's going to work out all right. Anyway, guys, look at that. Look at it. Man, I still can't get over the cab over. Waffle's looking pretty good. With the Sammy Mog not here, I'm really liking Waffles more and more. But look at that. Man. It's probably the coolest Matchbox car ever. Hopped up FC 170. I'm guessing it's a 170 by the bed length. It does not state that. But a 150 would be a shorter bed. But I'll tell you what, for somebody jonesing for a cab over, that is not the thing to find in the Walmart car bin. But anyway, got an old pre-runner Dodge here too. But that right there, man, don't laugh at the cobwebs. They come with the house, anybody that's buying them. So there it is, guys. We'll get her all fabbed up and get going on it. Man, would you look at it? Would you just look at it? Actually, it's not too bad. Fits in pretty nice. I did have to do a little grinding on the furthest piece out there to the knuckle. But the longer piece dropped right in. I got that spine welded in. Got quite a bit of contact weld to the tube. And with that heavier tube, I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape. And so we're gonna have a piece that jumps up over here and there's like a spine that fits 90 degrees over that. So when we come back down here tomorrow, we're gonna clean this up and drop our chunk in here and then work that top piece in. yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. So looking pretty good, coming out pretty straight. I'm happy with it. The name of the game is don't bend. So as long as we get our welds in good and everything lines up like it's designed, I would assume we're in good shape. Anyway, old Vulcan, our inner keep. Anyway, guys, check you tomorrow.